You know what? There's a very big and distinct message that we can learn from this game. It's simple. Life is not fair. The Vancouver Canucks have just lost 5-3 in New York against the New York Rangers in the second most important game of the year. Second or third, one of the two. And it sounds so bad, right? Oh, the Vancouver Canucks, they're in a playoff race. They're super tight against Calgary, St. Louis, Utah. And they lose in regulation 5-3. Did they even show up today? And the thing is, if you weren't watching the game, you might be thinking that straight off the bat. But I'll tell you this. Did the Vancouver Canucks show up today? Did they give an effort worthy of getting 2 points? The answer is unequivocally yes. This show is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Go out there, check out that first link in the description to save some money on your VPN, get some free months, and support this YouTube channel in the process. Normally on this YouTube channel, we go through the game as the events happen. We talk about the shots, the goals, the chances, and the penalties, all in order. But in this video, I wanted to change up the format a bit. Maybe this will be the long-term style going forward, who really knows, but I wanted to just go over some talking points. Because even though the Vancouver Canucks lost 5-3, if you take a look at Money Puck's Deserve to Win-O-Meter, their model suggests that the Vancouver Canucks actually had a 96.6 chance of winning this game. New York, 3.5%. Vancouver had 4.72 expected goals, and New York had 0.88. Talk about the analytics be damned. Oh, it's all about the eye test. The eye test will go out there and tell you that the Vancouver Canucks outshot New York 39-12. And they lost 5-3. You might be thinking, oh, the Rangers scored 5 goals on 12 shots? Yeah, they did. And I want to throw out a crazy stat for you. When the Rangers scored their third goal of the game, they only had 10 shots. That goal, the K'Andre Miller goal, went off of Quinn Hughes, and I don't know if it technically counts as a shot, but the shot total and the goal total, it was 3 goals on 10 shots. The next shot by Jonny Brodzinski went in for New York. 4 goals on 11 shots. The shot after that, it was the empty netter by JT Miller nonetheless. So the Rangers had 3 goals on 10 shots, 4 goals on 11 shots, and 5 goals on 12 shots, all in the span of like 8 minutes. And I don't even want to say that most of these were Lankinen's fault. Like, the guy kicks it into his own net. Quinn Hughes, man. We can talk about him as the video goes along. As I said, I wanted to get into some talking points about this game before just coming to a conclusion here, because the Vancouver Canucks absolutely dominated in this game in terms of quantity of chances, in terms of zone time, in terms of Quinn Hughes just taking over the ice by himself. Selfishly or not, by himself he did that today, and it wasn't enough. The Canucks could not beat Igor Shesterkin as much as they could have, and Kevin Lankinen was on the receiving end of a few really bad pucks thrown his way and a few bad goals. I'm not going to necessarily say the Rangers were quote-unquote lucky, because they were in survival mode for most of this hockey game. But I will say, for Vancouver's chances and Vancouver's playoff fortunes, this game was the nail in the coffin. Life is so unfair at times. Now, to start off this video, I also wanted to talk about one other thing here. Kiefer Sherwood, he broke the NHL's all-time hits in a season record with his very first hit on the night. It came early in the game against Carson Soucy, which puts Sherwood all the way up there at 384. He then added 11 more hits. He had 12 total today. So he's up there at 395 total hits on the season. Just an absolute monster. And he, along with the rest of the Canucks in the first period, set the tone. Because in that first period, Vancouver outshot New York 11-1. It was a clinic. The Rangers were getting hammed into their zone. The Canucks only got 1 goal, though, which was one of these situations where after Dakota Joshua scored on the Quinn Hughes setup in front, I was like, okay, good. They got 1, but then by the time the first period ended, I was like, you know what? That was a really, really good period for Vancouver. That is not one of these periods where you should only be up 1-0. You should be up 2, 3, maybe 4 if you're lucky. I get that beggars can't be choosers, but the Canucks should have been up higher in that one. Igor was making saves. Igor was taking guys out. Igor was getting frustrated because the Rangers in front of him were not playing well, and the crowd started to sarcastically cheer in the second period every time the Rangers had a shot. They were also chanting Igor's name. Igor took a penalty for grabbing on the Kiefer Sherwood. He was totally in his zone. And one may think that play might have rubbed off onto the rest of the team, because what the Rangers did do was not succumb to the pressure in this game. Vancouver had pressure all night, but the Rangers, they hung on, and they hung on, and they hung on, making sure that Vancouver could not capitalize on all of the individual scoring chances and opportunities that they got. The refs were pretty trash today, not gonna lie. Jake DeBrusk getting the penalty in front for getting dogged on by 3 guys, not great. But I can understand some of the calls that were made up here based off of the power play chances the Canucks got. And guess what? The Canucks were not able to do anything on the man advantage in this one. 0 for 3, including a short 5-on-3 segment. Not to mention a 5-on-2 rush that the Canucks had, where they weren't even able to muster up a really dangerous-looking chance. I get the deserve-to-win-o-meter says the Canucks had a lot of expected goals, and that's true. But the fact is, the quality of these chances were just not great. They just had a lot of them. And so, when Adam Fox made it 1-1 in the second period, while Vancouver outshot the Rangers 13-5, I was already thinking, okay, this is not going to go well. And then in the third, Jonny Brodzinski, right off the bat, makes it 2-1. At this point, the Canucks had let in 2 goals on 8 shots. They had 1 goal on 25. The third period started with no Pettersson and no Hoglander. Both those guys got injured today. Quinn Hughes was left to his own devices to try and will this game back into the dub column. Honestly, I think that he was playing a little bit selfishly. He was shooting anything towards the puck. He was creating space, deking out Matt Rempe, totally posterizing him multiple times. But Quinn, skating like the wind in this game for 28 minutes, he did not look tired. And it's so poetic that he does everything he can to will the Canucks to victory. And the 3-2 go-ahead goal for New York goes in off of Quinn's skate and in. Great. The game got interesting in the final few minutes of the third, where Drew O'Connor tied it up. He made it 2-2, but then K'Andre Miller had that Quinn Hughes deflected shot into the goal. Quick notes on the first Brodzinski goal and Drew O'Connor's goal, though. Both JT Miller and Victor Mancini going down low to throw the puck up in front to create those plays, both getting assists as well. Really nice plays out of Miller and Victor, the 2 guys linked in that trade. But with 5 minutes to go in the third period, it's Brock Boeser who ends up tying the game off of a beautiful individual play where he gets the puck down low, comes right out in front, and sweeps it underneath Igor Shesterkin to prove to everybody, including Patrick Allvin, that maybe he does have that goal-scoring touch that should be coveted more so. For about 25 seconds, Canucks fans were on their feet, excited and amped up because, hey, they have a chance to win this game. And then Kiefer Sherwood falls in the offensive zone. And then the Rangers come back on a rush. And then Alexei Lafreniere throws it to Brodzinski, and just 37 seconds after Boeser ties the game, you have Brodzinski who makes it 4-3 New York. Ay, 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 you can't buy reasonable luck for the Vancouver Canucks here. That's the second straight shot that goes in for the New York Rangers. The next shot they had was JT Miller's empty netter from 200 feet away. Quinn Hughes was going out there and doing everything he can. I honestly could buy the argument that you could say he was a little bit selfish, but then again, when he's skating and he's activating in the way that he can, you understand why he does it, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not exempting him from any of this discourse about the team in general. The whole team was able to get chance after chance on Shesterkin, maybe not all high danger chances, but so many gosh darn chances, 96.6%, folks. Life is unfair. And the Vancouver Canucks playoff odds have dropped all the way down to 20-something% because of this game. I'm too lazy to go out there and even look. You could check it out yourself on moneypuck.com. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section about the Vancouver Canucks losing this game 5-3 against the Rangers in regulation after they had a 96.6% chance of winning the game and outshooting the Rangers 39-12. I hope you enjoyed this video, 99, and bye.